Trying to figure out Amtrak's rules can sometimes feel like you're navigating a maze that's just designed to be confusing. But what if you could master all the secrets to save some real money and, avoid those costly little mistakes? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to turn you into an Amtrak pro. We'll break down everything from the hidden traps to the refund tricks you need to know. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the absolute basics, how to book your ticket. Then we'll dive into choosing the right fare for you. After that, we'll uncover a tricky little upgrade offer. We'll also tackle what happens when your plans totally change. And finally, we're going to demystify the whole world of Amtrak eVouchers.
All right, first things first. Before we even get into fares and upgrades and all that good stuff, you've got to know the best ways to actually buy your ticket in the first place.
As you can see, you've got a ton of options, right? From the old school phone call to actually walking up to a counter at a staffed station. But honestly, for pure speed, convenience, and just getting the best, most up-to-date fares, you're almost always going to want to stick to either Amtrak.com or their mobile app. Okay, if you take just one thing away from this section, please let it be this. Never, and I mean never, wait to buy your ticket once you're already on the train. Onboard fares are almost always the most expensive price you could possibly pay. A little bit of planning, literally just a few minutes to book beforehand, can save you a surprising amount of cash. Okay, now for what is probably the single most important decision you're going to make when you book, choosing your fare. It really all comes down to a classic trade-off. Do you want to pay less, or do you want the freedom to change your plans? And this is that fundamental choice right here. Are you willing to pay a little bit extra for that peace of mind that comes with a totally refundable ticket? Or are your plans pretty much set in stone, making a cheaper, more restrictive fare the smarter way to go? So here are the three main flavors of coach tickets. I want you to think of the flex fare as your travel insurance, right? It's for when your plans are kind of up in the air and you might need that full refund parachute. The value fare is that middle ground, perfect for when you're feeling pretty confident, but maybe not 100%. And then you have the sale fares. These are for the bargain hunters whose plans are locked in, because you're giving up a big chunk of that refund value to get the low price. Now, if you're thinking about splurging on an upgrade, things actually get a little bit simpler. Business class and Acela first class tickets, they're generally fully flexible, just like those flex fares we just talked about. Private rooms are great too. They don't have change fees, but their cancellation rules do depend on how close you are to your departure date. All right, next up, let's talk about a feature Amtrak calls BidUp. Now, on the surface, it seems like a fantastic way to snag a better seat for cheap. But, and this is a big but, it comes with a massive catch that you absolutely need to know about. I mean, the promise is super tempting, isn't it? After you book your regular ticket, Amtrak might email you an offer to bid on an upgrade to business class, first class, or even one of those private rooms. You can just name your price and kind of cross your fingers. The system itself is really simple. You book a ticket, you place a bid for an upgrade. If your bid wins, you get a much better seat for less than you would have paid up front. It sounds like a perfect win-win, but the fine print is where they get you. And here it is. This is the catch. The second your bid is accepted and you win that upgrade, all the flexibility of your original ticket, it just vanishes. Poof, gone. Even if you paid top dollar for a fully refundable flex fare, winning that bid instantly transforms your entire ticket into a completely non-refundable, non-changeable booking. That bargain just costs you all of your options.
Okay, so let's dive into what happens when life, gets in the way and you have to cancel your trip. There are two really important rules here. One is an absolute lifesaver, and the other one can cost you your entire fare.
So first, the good news. Just remember this number, 24. Amtrak gives you a 24-hour cooling off period right after you book. Think of it as your get-out-of-jail-free card. If you cancel within that first day, you get a 100% refund, no questions asked. It's the perfect safety net for any last-minute changes or booking mistakes. And now for the really critical warning. This is the no-show policy, and you need to pay attention to this one. If you just don't show up for your train and you failed to cancel your ticket before it was scheduled to leave, you lose everything. The entire value of that ticket is just gone, forfeited. There are no exceptions. So please, always, always cancel beforehand if you know you can't make it. So let's say you've canceled your trip, but it's outside that 24-hour grace period. You're probably not getting a direct refund to your credit card, so what do you get instead? Well, let's break down Amtrak's travel credit system, which they call the eVoucher. The easiest way to think of an e-voucher is just as an Amtrak-specific gift card. It holds the value of your canceled ticket, but it is tied directly to your name. You can't give it to a friend to use. And definitely keep an eye on that expiration date because it's usually 1 year from when you first bought the ticket, not from when you canceled it. Now, not all e-vouchers are created equal. It's really important to know this. The kind of e-voucher you get depends entirely on the fare you originally bought. If your ticket had refundable value, like from a flex fare, you might get a refundable e-voucher, and that means you can later call Amtrak and ask for that to be converted back to cash. Otherwise, you're going to get a non-refundable one, which basically locks that money into future Amtrak travel.
And here's one more crucial little detail you have to know. The moment you use any kind of e-voucher to help pay for a new ticket, it basically contaminates the entire booking. So if you end up having to cancel that new trip, any refund you get will be spit back out as a brand new non-refundable e-voucher, even if you paid the rest of the fare with your credit card.
The good news in all of this is that they actually make using your e-voucher really straightforward. It's totally integrated into the online and app checkout process. So when you get to the payment screen, you just select it as a payment method, punch in your code, and you're good to go. So there you have it. From the amazing flexibility of a flex fare to the hidden trap of that BidUp upgrade, and of course, the absolute importance of avoiding a no-show. Understanding these rules really puts the power back in your hands. So the only question left is, now that you're armed with all this knowledge, what's the right choice going to be for your next adventure?